Meghan Markle's products from her brand as ever.
Enjoy from Meghan! Oh my gosh!
She wrote that like.
Look at that! Did you guys see it? Enjoy from Meghan as ever. Tommy,
I know you're nice. You don't like to make fun of people. How dumb is that name?
So Meghan Markle's jam, preserves, spread, sauce, whatever you want to call it, her fruit in a jar has hit the market. It has made it to consumers.
Mediocre. Like I very much suspected, the premium you are paying for these products, which I feel like are overpriced, is simply because Meghan is a duchess. No other reason.
Meghan put out a handful of products back up on her website, and I took a look at the site several hours later.
Meghan Markle's As Ever product launch has just got mocked by the UK government.
Meghan Markle will release champagne? Champagne from France? Or is it going to be champagne from some random company that is non-labeled and Meghan is just going to slap her label on it? Yes.
Meghan Markle hard launched her lifestyle brand As Ever with a line of artisanal foodstuffs that sold out in under an hour. But we got our hands on the raspberry spread. So here's another red raspberry jam from Stonewall Kitchen. And then from Wegmans, we have red raspberry preserves. Let's see how they all line up.
She's hawking her marmalade, and her friend Oprah just put it on her most favorite things, Maureen. Oprah loves the marmalade so much. It's a favorite of hers that came across totally organically.
Markle hasn't poisoned me. I feel like Meghan Markle saw Link Lauren and my address on the shipping and probably put rat poison in the food.
I get that she's really proud of her spindly cursive, but this just doesn't look good. As many of you pointed out, the E being lowercase just looks so insane on a label.
Some of the packaging I feel like is profoundly cheap. There's one in particular thing that I'm like, wow, she really missed out on not doing this, because even the cheap stuff I have downstairs.
Every celebrity dreams of a comeback moment, a rebrand that silences the critics and proves the world wrong. And Meghan Markle thought As Ever would be exactly that. To her, this wasn't just another business venture or a fancy label to stick on a few jars. No, darling, this was her redemption arc, her big look at me now moment. She wanted to show that she could rise above the palace, whispers, the tabloids, the scandals, all of it. As Ever was supposed to be Meghan's transformation story, the polished lifestyle empire that would remind everyone she didn't need a tiara to shine. She imagined her products as a symbol of grace, those soft beige jars and elegant tins sitting beautifully on kitchen counters, looking effortlessly luxurious. Every poetic phrase on that packaging was meant to whisper sophistication.
Look at that. Oh, it says open with care. Look at the packaging.
Oh my God, you gotta unbox it. Open with care. Look at her calligraphy. It's so special.
Drew's doing an unboxing. What is that, Drew?
That's Archie's calligraphy. It's in her calligraphy. Was she wearing a sock on her hand when she did that?
That's right.
What is it?
I can't believe you remember that.
She wanted people to hold those jars and feel they were touching something premium, something refined, something her. For a moment, that dream looked real. The trailers looked like something out of a Vogue editorial. The photos, they were perfectly curated. Meghan herself looked serene, composed, as if she had built a kingdom of beige and balance. The prices were high. Of course, she wanted exclusivity, not affordability. Every product screamed elite. The launch photos looked divine, every detail intentional.
It's Sussex Sprinkles.
Sussex Sprinkles.
I am so excited because I have been looking forward to receiving Sussex Sprinkles. It's going to taste like potpourri. Yeah, it's we don't know.
It felt like Meghan was stepping into her next chapter, the chapter where she didn't need the royal crest, just her own initials. For a short while, it truly seemed like she'd done it. The dream was alive. The hype was electric. Orders poured in. But that dream shattered the moment the first customers opened their boxes. Because, honey, the truth of any brand doesn't live in its marketing videos, it lives in what people find inside those boxes. And when those boxes were opened, reality slapped everyone right across the face.
This brand has been plagued with one problem after another, many of which were easily avoided. But the recent issues of having to refund some of the apricot soup purchases, once again, same problems she had the first time around, and the taste.
Buyers were expecting magic, something luxurious, artistic, thoughtful. Instead, they found boxes that looked rushed and chaotic, thin tissue paper that tore at a glance, labels slapped on crooked, jars that felt cheap and lightweight, not premium, not luxurious, just ordinary. What looked calm and elegant online turned out flat, lifeless, and weirdly dull in person. It wasn't minimalism, it was just empty. People started whispering online, wait, this is it? This is the Meghan Markle brand? The disappointment spread faster than any marketing campaign ever.
Overall, guys, what I will say about the packaging is that it looks cheap, especially the tea. I feel like these tins are they're very cheap. And for somebody who is obsessed with packaging, Meghan Markle, did you know that this sticker is crooked? I believe it's also crooked on the back here. Yeah. So it's one of these things where if you are claiming to put out, you could say, somewhat a premium product, if you are claiming to want to elevate the everyday, you might want to make sure your manufacturer knows what they're doing and avoiding putting this.
The tea that looked soothing online tasted weak and flat. The spreads that were supposed to feel artisanal came out runny, almost watery. The cookies, they required extra ingredients no one expected to buy separately. It all felt like a performance that collapsed when the curtain lifted. And the finishing touches, oh. Meghan's signature dried flowers, what were supposed to look whimsical and romantic, ended up looking like something pulled out of a dusty old potpourri bag. Buyers didn't see artistry. They saw dried brown petals falling apart. And once people started noticing these flaws, the illusion cracked and then crumbled. At first, Meghan's team tried to laugh it off. Every launch has hiccups, they said, but the return numbers, they didn't just rise, they skyrocketed. First, dozens.
Everything was sold out. The honey, the apricot spread were sold out, but the cookie and crepe mix and the dead flowers and the teas were still in stock a few hours later. Now, there might have been like a lag, I suppose. I was just like refreshing the page every now and then to check, but it took a few hours, several hours. Much longer for things.
Then hundreds. Then bam, triple digits. The inbox started filling with refund requests. People weren't just returning, they were rejecting. And what shocked Meghan the most was why they were returning. Some customers hadn't even opened their jars. Perfectly sealed boxes were being sent back untouched. That means they took one look and thought, nope. Imagine that people returning luxury products without even trying them. That's not bad luck. That's a brand disaster. Then the horror stories began. Some spreads arrived unsealed. Others were half full. Labels looked like they'd been applied by someone in a hurry. And then came the candle. Oh, the candle that became the symbol of everything wrong with As Ever. A candle without a wick. Yes.
Markle's As Ever product launch has just got mocked and roasted by the UK government. Now, why am I saying that? Well, let's get to what the Daily Mail is reporting right here. Meghan Markle was mercilessly mocked on Have I Got News for You, as stars take aim at her As Ever brand and Netflix show before ridiculing Prince Harry over the Santa Bali scandal. And so Megsy has been ridiculed by the BBC.
You heard that right. Multiple customers opened their boxes to find a wickless candle, something that literally couldn't burn. Imagine paying $60 for a luxury candle that's just decorative wax. When Meghan heard about it, she froze. This wasn't gossip anymore. It wasn't some online hate campaign. It was real. And the worst part, it wasn't just one. There were many. People started uploading videos pointing out every embarrassing flaw. The sticker's crooked. Meghan, one reviewer said mockingly, if you're charging premium prices, at least make sure the manufacturer knows how to put a label on straight. Another joked about the candle, a wickless candle. Maybe it's symbolic, like the light of this brand was never lit. That was the breaking point. Inside Meghan's team, panic spread. They ordered an emergency internal review, the kind no one wants to do so early in a launch, and what they found made things worse. Some batches had jars that weren't sealed properly, some were underfilled, some teas looked rushed. Some flowers arrived brown or crushed. And yes, a percentage of candles genuinely had no wick. Factories had been rushing deadlines, suppliers had cut corners, and quality control practically non-existent. The brand that preached perfection had been built on chaos. And Meghan, the woman known for her attention to detail, was now the face of failure. Then came the cruel twist of public humiliation. Late-night shows and TV hosts started mocking As Ever. Meghan Markle's As Ever brand, roasted by the BBC, one headline screamed, jokes poured in about her products, about the returns, about the so-called luxury lifestyle. It was brutal, but the harshest truth, this wasn't bad press. This was deserved backlash. Emails from retailers that once sounded excited now came back cold and cautious. Phone calls went unanswered. Buyers who used to fight for her products suddenly backed away. Orders were paused for review. Interest quietly vanished. And that's how retail really works. They don't argue. They just disappear. Soon, Meghan noticed the silence. It was deafening. No one wanted to say it directly, but the message was clear. As Ever wasn't a premium brand anymore, it was a liability. Her dream of creating calm, beige elegance had backfired. Because beige, it's a tricky color. In luxury, beige has to whisper sophistication. But if it misses that perfect note, it just looks cheap, and sadly, that's exactly what happened. Every jar, every label, every flimsy piece of tissue paper screamed low effort. The scripted phrases that were supposed to sound poetic, they came across self-absorbed. The charm was gone, replaced by the unmistakable smell of disappointment. One unboxing video after another went viral, showing just how bad things looked. People laughed, rolled their eyes, and then moved on, except Meghan couldn't move on. She'd built this brand as her statement to the world, and now that statement was mocking her. And then, of course, came the candle. Oh, that cursed candle! The item that was supposed to anchor the whole luxury feel of As Ever became the punchline of its collapse. A wickless candle. You can excuse a slightly crooked label. You can even overlook a runny spread, but a candle that can't burn? That's unforgivable. The wickless candle turned into the ultimate symbol of everything wrong with the brand. It wasn't just a factory mistake, it was a metaphor. A product that couldn't light up, just like the brand itself. Inside Meghan's team, chaos turned to dread. They sent emergency emails to factories, demanded audits, called suppliers in the middle of the night, but the damage was done. It was too late. And when you're charging luxury prices, customers expect perfection. A single slip, especially one this public, destroys trust. People started asking, if the candle has no wick, what else slipped through? Then came the breaking point. A quiet internal meeting. No cameras, no PR, smiles, just the raw truth. The return numbers weren't going down. They were climbing faster. Meghan sat there listening as her team explained that customers weren't returning products because of her reputation. They were returning them because the products simply didn't deliver. That's the kind of heartbreak no PR team can spin. Her dream of being a lifestyle icon crumbled under the weight of reality. This wasn't sabotage. This wasn't bad luck. This was bad business. People had wanted As Ever to succeed. The idea was appealing a calm, simple lifestyle brand from a woman who wanted to redefine modern luxury. But the execution was hollow. Customers didn't hate Meghan, they just didn't see value in what she was selling. Every refund, every return label, every unopened box felt like a personal betrayal. The brand she poured her heart into had betrayed her. Then came the cruelest truth As Ever wasn't just bland. It was boring. The brand had no real identity, no consistent message, no emotional hook. It looked like it wanted to belong in a luxury store, but it didn't earn its place there. Her team tried to do damage control, but the reality was irreversible. Customers had walked away, and once that happens, no amount of PR or glossy imagery can bring them back. A failed brand doesn't just fade, it stains. It lingers on the founder's name, whispering that maybe the dream was always bigger than the reality. And that's exactly where Meghan Markle found herself, standing at the crossroads of ego and consequence. Should she double down, fix everything, and rebuild? Or quietly let as ever fade into history? The world's watching her next move? No doubt. But one thing's for sure, luxury can't be declared, it has to be earned. And this time, the Duchess of Detail learned the hardest lesson of all. No matter how glamorous your name, if your product doesn't deliver, your empire will crumble just like a wickless candle. And that, my dear, is where the story truly hits the gut. Because when Meghan finally looked around that boardroom surrounded by anxious faces, unread emails, and refund reports stacked higher than the products themselves, she realized something she had never admitted out loud. This wasn't about public hatred or media cruelty anymore. It was about failure. Pure, unpolished, unavoidable failure. The numbers spoke louder than any headline ever could. Every sold-out post that once made her smile now looked painfully hollow. Behind every claimed success was a mountain of unsold stock and disappointed buyers who felt fooled. People had believed in her, they wanted that calm, elegant Meghan lifestyle, but what they got was dust, dullness, and disappointment in beige jars. She tried to hold it together, to remind herself that great brands stumble early. But when even the UK talk shows started laughing about the candle that doesn't burn, she couldn't hide the embarrassment anymore. For someone who built her image around perfection, being the face of a failed luxury launch was humiliation in its purest form. Friends close to her said she became quieter after that, less defensive, more reflective. She finally saw that luxury wasn't about words, colors, or marketing poetry. It was about the feeling you leave behind in someone's hand. That unspoken moment when a customer says, "This is worth it," and as ever never gave that moment. Now, the jars sit untouched, the factories are silent, and the internet has already moved on to its next obsession. But Meghan, she's left staring at the ashes of what was supposed to be her rebirth. Because in the end, no matter how glossy the dream, the truth always arrives, sometimes in the form of a candle that can't even light.